welcome to Barbara's Bits. This morning I'm here on the corner of 17th Street and Superior in Costa Mesa for a press conference the Jim Righeimer campaign is calling. They're accusing the police department here in Costa Mesa, the police union, of voter intimidation. Is it real or is it imagined?
My name is Mark Bucher. I'm an attorney. I represent Councilman Eric Beaver and Chris Eric. We're gonna speak to you in just a minute about what happened. We're here to demand an investigation into what was either voter intimidation or an attempted voter intimidation by police officers, or the use of police department personnel and resources for political purpose, or both. In short, and I will let Eric and Chris tell you the specific facts. In short, they were here exercising their free speech right to put up signs in support of Jim Righeimer, who's running for city council, and were put under surveillance, including taking of photographs by the police.
Thursday afternoon, that Eric Beaver and I came down here to put some signs in support of Jim Righeimer, and we were in the process of doing that right along this fence here. We put 8 signs up around the perimeter, and as we were doing that, I noticed that a police cruiser came by, and as they passed me, I noticed them, I looked at them, and at that moment, when they apparently became aware of the fact that we were putting Righeimer signs up, I was immediately given a, what's the current term, stink eye? They gave me a hard look. I thought that's interesting, but we continued putting the signs up. Apparently at that point, the police cruiser continued eastward, went around the corner, apparently made a U-turn. I don't know what he did at that point, but he came back, turned left, back onto 17th Street again. When he did that, my friend Eric said, there are our friends again. I said, really? Okay. They drove down the street a ways toward Trader Joe's, apparently made another U-turn, came back by again. At that point, I was putting signs up, and Eric said, they're taking photos of us. So, wow, that's something. Now I'll tell you, if you've ever felt intimidated, this is intimidating. They went by us 3 times.
When the officers came by, there were 2 officers in the car. The guy on the passenger side had his window down, and he had a large camera, which was like this, right at us, and I said, Chris, they're taking pictures of us. I've been involved in these local races for 10 years. I've put out thousands of signs during that time. That's just something I like doing, and somehow I always get stuck doing it. But I have never been surveilled by the police during sign posting, and I have never felt so intimidated. And my question to the police is, if there was something wrong with what we were doing, why didn't they stop and engage us and explain what was wrong? There was nothing wrong with what we were doing. We were expressing our First Amendment political right to free speech. We had permission to put signs on this private property. We were exercising that right. And for the police to come and cast this shadow over our activities was just unthinkable. We got back in the car, and I got on the phone and called Chief Shockey immediately and reported this to him. He is conducting an investigation at this time. We did see the number on the police cruiser as well. So,
Do you have the number?
The number was 711.
I think as part of your investigation, you need to be asking whether or not the police officers and particular police officers are in fact ripping down Righeimer campaign signs. I've had a number of complaints from people in my neighborhood that they put up signs and that signs have been taken down, and that they've seen police cars in our neighborhood at very late hours of the evening patrolling and surveilling. So I think that should be part of your inquiry with the police.
Okay, so Chris McAvoy, you are also a candidate for Costa Mesa City Council.
Yeah.
You've heard this press conference. Any reaction?
Well, I don't like hearing our police are intimidating people driving by while they're putting up signs. I don't know if that's the greatest form of intimidation, but if they're going to investigate this, I would like them to also investigate Righeimer trying to intimidate Katrina Foley with a vote to be put on the Orange County Fair negotiating committee, where he said if he didn't get appointed, he'd blow up the sale of the fairgrounds. To me, that's a bigger deal than signs getting taken down. And by the way, my signs get taken down and vandalized all the time. So, you know, I don't know. This is getting to be ridiculous. That's all. Thank you.
Well, that was the press conference. We'll be following this story in the days and weeks ahead. I'm Barbara Venezia, and thanks for watching Barbara's Bits.